Good morning, everyone. Hello. I'm wearing a hat. Welcome to Salty Sweet Games. Welcome to Masks of Nyarlathotep, a Pulp Cthulhu campaign. I am the aforementioned Salty.
I'm sweet.
And these various assorted spices are our friends. Before we go around and chat with everybody, find out who they're playing and all that jazz, we have some channel stuff to do. First of all, we like to start off by thanking our sponsors, the first being Roll20, our virtual tabletop of choice, which unites gamers across any distance with easy-to-use tools that run straight from your web browser for free. We're part of their Spotlight program, which highlights indie TTRPG creators all across the interwebs, and we love them very much indeed. Also, our other two fine sponsors, Dice Envy and Grinding Coffee Co. We have affiliate links with them as well as codes, so if you like your physical click-clacks, your chonky boys, or your coffee, which I need to live, you can get some discounts and help support the channel. The links are in chat. Yeah, that's what I have to say. If you're watching, you probably like one of these two things at least, if not both. So, you know, do it. Treat yourself. Anyway, thank you for that hype train. Everyone, thank you for those gifted subs and resubs. Thank you very much. Of course, there are tip incentives down below if you would like to directly impact the game. Basically, everything that comes into the channel goes to working on new projects and compensating our cast. Help us keep the lights on, do cool things to bring to you, and you can help the characters too. It's great. Win-win. Last thing, we here at Salty Sweet Games use safety tools, lines, veils, X and a no cards, stars and wishes, and content warnings because while the characters may be put through hell or their sisters kidnapped, the players are here to have fun, and they're our priority always. Without further ado, let's go around and meet everybody. Kienna, who are you playing?
Yes, hello. I'm Kienna. I'm the sweet of this channel. My pronouns are she and they. But today I am playing Irene Blackwell. Pronouns are she and her. She is the resident forger of the group. Also just stole a bunch of shit and pin violence on other people because that's where she's at right now in her life. So yeah, she's just covered in coal as well. That's also the other thing. But only from only from the bottom half. No, she went up, so she's covered now.
Filthy. Excellent. Hi, Allie. Who are you? Who are you playing?
Good morning. I have a hat too.
You do.
Thank you. I am Allison. I am playing Ganymede Graves, adventure scientist. I have a hat because I'm extra. She has a hat because she's a naval officer, and
I'm a naval officer?
No, Ganymede.
Oh,
Ganymede
is
a naval officer. Yes.
Oh, cool.
Didn't I say that?
You did.
I think I said that. Okay.
Messing with you.
I'm so confused. It's gonna be one of those days, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
Summer. Hi, Summer.
I've bacon. I'm so happy. It's my tradition. It's my Saturday morning tradition. Hi. I'm Summer. I use she, her pronouns. And today I'm going to be playing one Mr. Charlie Rapp, who uses he, him pronouns. And he's in a green plaid suit. I just might have been looking at like a couple of like fashion fall and like spring collections, you know, and I did find a really nice collection of suits that I was like, oh, these are just Charlie's wardrobe now, and you all have to suffer for it. You're welcome. I'm sure he's fine. He's covered in coal, but he's still sexy and rich. LOL.
And sees dead people.
And yeah. He talks to ghosts sometimes when they're in the mood.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Last but not least, Tommy. Hi, Tommy. Good morning.
Good morning. I too am wearing a hat. It's hat morning apparently. Yes. Hello. Hi. I'm Tommy. Adipate Bingo on the Twitter sphere, and I play Zebulon Augustine Claiborne Montgomery III, whose sister has just been kidnapped. Abducted, absconded with. and you gotta get her back. If it's the last thing he does.
Excellent.
He's hoping. You know, we're all hoping. We're all, you know, that everyone's gonna be safe. Also, you know, Summer, I've heard of like an individual having to suffer for their fashion. I didn't know that their friends also had to suffer for their fashion. Like, I didn't know that was part of it.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that you're feeling like you're suffering because I look amazing.
It's true. Oh, perfect. I'm glad. Okay, we're gonna do a recap. I'm riding this energy high, so we're just gonna get into it. It's the shortest recap I've ever written. Last time, Irene and Charlie retreated from the sub-basement as Ginger Johnny and his fellow goons descended, but they were heard during their escape, leading to fired shots and impalement on both sides. In the end, Charlie and Irene got ahead and managed to escape with what they had taken from Gavigan's private collection. If you're just joining us, Gavigan, bad, baddie, culty baddie, bad. Meanwhile, at the British Empire exhibition, Zebulon and Ganymede were attacked by an invisible tentacled creature in the fog that apparently Gavigan had summoned, that nearly succeeded in choking the life out of them. So, yay. They could find no way to fight it off until Zeb had the bright idea to take a picture. When the flash bulb went off, the creature seemed to cry out in pain and retreat, but Gavigan and his goons had already made off with Zeb's sister Annabelle. Zeb tried to cut them off, but he just didn't manage it this time. So, we are going to flash ahead a bit to the Ritz, which I assume you're going to because if you try to go out, two of you are covered in coal. So, our investigators reassemble all the worse for wear. There were definitely looks given as the two covered in soot returned to the very, very fancy lobby of the Ritz. But you're back in Charles's suite with no Annabelle. You've all just arrived. What do you do?
I think, like, as soon as we're walking in and we see the two of them without Annabelle, Charlie just gives Zeb a look. Like, what happened?
Zeb looks real, like, you know, this is probably the look you would have seen on him, like the day he was told that he wouldn't be able to play that football season when he broke his leg. Just like, it is the fucking worst.
Ganny, Zeb, what happened?
He has Anna. There was some fog. It had to be supernatural, and then within it, Zeb, what was that?
I've got no fucking idea, but we have to figure out where Gavigan went, where he was talking about some sort of ritual and wanting us for it, and we got to figure out where they go. We gotta figure out where they're going.
Probably worth noting that Ganymede lost a third of her hit points in that fight. Was not much of a fight. I think she's got red, maybe some kind of cuts and sores along her face where the tentacles were grabbing her. Her throat, her voice sounds raspy. She's a mess.
I too lost a third of my hit points in a very different encounter. I think Charlie kind of stands there for a second, just looking at the two of you, and then he kind of curses under his breath and just takes off his pants. Well, his leg is fucked up, but yeah, he does. He takes off his pants. It's
Interesting. Does anybody have medicine?
I have first aid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, we got a tip from Mal. Heck, y'all can choose either 2 advantages per person, a chance to roll luck on the gift table, or some combination of your choice. So if you want to split that up as you will. Remember, for 2 of you, the pocket watch is still on the table as well if you decide to roll on that. Bless you, Mal. Yeah, go ahead and make a first aid check for me. Oh, I didn't even realize I rolled a 1 when I was just randomly rolling this morning. I'll use that for something, I'm sure.
Yeah, Ganymede is not, I don't think Charles taking off his pants at this point it doesn't even phase
It's
her.
happened before. Like,
exactly.
It's nothing new.
And she just gets up. She doesn't say anything and gets down on her knees next to you to look at it, see what I can do with this. A regular success.
Oh, great. Okay. Yes. So you are going to be able to restore some of Charles's hit points. Oh, you know what the great thing is that with Roll20, I can just look up the rule when I forget it. Isn't that nice? Aw, that's great.
Roll20, your virtual tabletop of choice.
Y'all, they even have like what is usually in a first aid kit of the time. Bandages, gauze, scissors, needle and thread, olive oil, Epsom salts, powdered mustard, witch hazel, oil of clove, syrup of ipecac, collodion, and lime water. Iodine is the best topical antiseptic. Wow.
Cocaine?
That's intense.
Incredibly 1920s in terms of its understanding of medicine.
It looks like somebody hit him with a bat with nails sticking out of it.
Yes, it does, which is also what Ganymede is going to find out, and that is going to strike her as familiar. Charles, you get 1 hit point back for now.
Charles, how did this happen to you?
Irene and I were leaving the basement. We actually were kind of forced out. We heard some of Gavigan's men coming down into the basement, and so as I was climbing up out of the coal chute, he swung something, a bat or I don't know, but it was pointed and it got me pretty good.
I think she pauses for a minute and then she says, I need to call John Craig. I've seen this before.
Charlie just gestures to the phone in the room.
Ganymede walks over to the phone and remind me what to. Oh, he's not working right now, is he?
No, but you can probably ask the operator.
Yeah, I think I know the exchange to get his. I think I know him well enough to just know the exchange. So I call him.
Great. Good. I'm glad. Are you telling him to come over, or you're going to have the conversation over the phone?
I think I'll invite him to join us.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So we will pick up with him when he arrives.
Yeah.
While you are waiting, anything of a particular note, or do you want to wait for John Craig?
I imagine Charlie is gonna focus on like cleaning up and like getting their clothes taken care of, so it's like you don't just have these clothes that are covered in coal dust. But yeah, making sure that we look like, you know, awesome. Maybe like wear a green suit or something.
Okay.
I think Zeb's just restlessly pacing back and forward, just going over things they could do. Like, it's just like, I gotta go to the trucking company. Someone's got to know where they're going. Someone's got to know. I'll beat it out with someone if I have to.
Did they see you?
Yes,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Zeb, if they saw you, then they know that you're gonna do whatever you can to find Annabelle. You can't just storm in there. They'll be ready for you.
Unless they own the whole trucking company.
I mean, it's very possible.
I can't just sit here. I don't know what that weird creep is gonna.
We have to be smart about it. They mentioned a belly dancer. Does that ring any bells? The men at the foundation.
Oh, yeah, Yalisha, I think they got her too. For whatever this fucking ritual is.
Well, we just need to figure out where it is, when it is, as much as we can. We actually brought back quite a few things, Ganymede, if you wanted to look over those. Irene's got them. Some scrolls, some books, everything that we could grab.
Okay. What about Irene?
Irene's probably cleaned up. I think the lack of shawl is probably pretty noticeable. She doesn't have what she pretty much always worn with the group. And she probably set aside the scrolls and the books out of the bag once her hands are no longer covered in coal. And I think she probably, while she's like drying off or something, she's probably undone one of the scrolls because she's interested in what's in there. She didn't get a good look.
Yes. Y'all got a lot of stuff. Yes, you did. So, we have some regular paperwork, of course, most of which Charles had read before, but now you have with you if you need to take a closer look. There were receipts for goods and services, deliveries to Henson Manufacturing in Derby for wood and coal, iron ingots, copper wiring, and an expensive cast iron safe. Of course, the receipt for the 6-month hire of a truck from Ferris & Sons, and a letter from a Mr. Puneet Chowdhury of Ropemakers Fields, Limehouse, relating to the warehousing and shipment of sundry antiquities to Shanghai on board a ship called the Ivory Wind. You know most of this already. So, in terms of the books and scrolls that you took, since you're focusing on the scrolls, there are about 15 that you have in the scroll case that you took. 10, as far as you can tell, what languages do you speak, Irene? Fiction.
Just English and Chinese.
Okay. So you are going to at least recognize, I think you're going to be able to read most of them. About 10 of them seem to be kind of like poems or like odes, like praises to various entities. You do recognize the term bloody tongue from your time in New York. There's another one referring to something called the bloated woman, which if you say aloud might ring bells for Zeb or Ganymede. Something called the sand bat, something called the Lord of the Woods. You can't read them in their entirety because different parts are written in different languages, but like those names are written several times in some languages that you can read. And then there are 5 scrolls, 5 ones that are noticeably different, none of which you can read. But they're just structured differently.
Yeah, so this is probably like all out on the beds or whatever.
Yeah.
Just all of these are just laid out.
I would, if Irene can't read those, I would just take a quick look at them because I actually speak quite a few languages.
Great. Tell me about it.
Yeah, so I speak like French, I speak Mandarin, I speak like a couple others. Hold on, I have them actually written down somewhere.
Yeah. If everybody...
German, yeah,
Okay.
some of those.
Yeah, if everybody wants to tell me generally what you speak, I'll tell you if you can read any of these. They're...
Yeah, Ganymede speaks most Romance languages, so Spanish, French, Italian, and Latin as well.
Okay.
I speak English.
Yep. So 4 of the poems are in Latin. And 2 seem to be in kind of antiquated French, maybe medieval French, and one's in Old English. So again, those names just keep recurring, and now you can recognize them in the other languages, the Ganymede and Charles. Again, the bloated woman, the sand bat, the bloody tongue, and the Lord of the Woods. No mention of the Black Pharaoh, though, which is maybe notable. Or just not kept with the others. But the scrolls would likely require translation because they are in Greek, Arabic, and Egyptian hieroglyphics.
Great.
Yeah. Of course, there are also the books, which I'll just give you a brief kind of summary of. One of them is in French. I'm gonna say it wrong, Equinox Divise. I'm not gonna pronounce that right. It's an octavo style, bound in soft calf leather, with untrimmed pages. So you'll definitely be able to look at that. Of course, there's the Book of Dizian, which you took with you the first time, which is in English, and the Liber Ivonus, which is in Latin. So amongst you, you can read all of these books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Charlie would just point out, those names, and if Irene was like, yeah, those are in these other scrolls as well, he would just be like, what does all of this have to do with all of this? I guess the bloody tongue or sand bat, what is this?
Well, related to the bloody tongue, at least. That was related to the cult, right?
Yes, as I recall.
So it's the cult of the bloody tongue, and the rest of these seem like proper nouns, like whatever they worship. Same way that the Black Pharaoh here is. It's the cult of the Black Pharaoh.
Oh, well, but why would Gavigan have all of these?
Well, I mean, what set us off here in the first place? A person who investigated death cults. I would not be surprised if these were connected.
Yes, he seems to be researching various types of occult power. And given what Zeb and I faced today, has perhaps had some success.
We saw some weird shit at that expo. And I don't know what they were doing, or that bloated lady. That was one of the illusions we saw. We saw other ones, and then it was just us for a while.
How is that possible that you were the only ones who saw?
Well, I mean, wait, I don't think I know. Do I? No. Is it Ganymede the only one who knows that it was Zara there?
No, you know that.
Okay, I know that.
Yeah, I would have shared that with everyone as well.
Because, guess who else was there? Our friend who loves playing mind tricks. Meeting with Gavigan about all this.
Charlie is like, looks genuinely confused as he's like trying to put it together in his own head why Zara would be, because he knows what Zara told him, right?
Right.
But this is like, she didn't seem to like him, so he's like confused. He just looks confused.
She's playing both sides, Charles. That's what she's doing.
I mean, yeah, that
The only
makes
thing Zara
sense.
cares about, it seems, is Zara and what she wants.
That's most of us only care about ourselves, but what is it that she wants? She told me that she wants the foundation, but if she is meeting with Gavigan, then it has to be more than that. I think
Go find Zara and get some answers out of her.
maybe I don't know if they saw you. I don't know that she would be very receptive to talking.
Well, then we'll make her talk.
Okay, I don't like that.
And just to remind all of you what was said, because Zebulon heard everything and can tell it back to you if he chooses to. The meddling investigators were mentioned. He asked, Gavigan mentioned you all visiting the Blue Pyramid Club. Do they know what's underneath? Why did the rap man recognize you? She said something about them coming into the shop, presumably following up on Barrington's inquiries from last year regarding the Soho murders. Gavigan said, no, they're interested in the Carlisle expedition because of that awful journalist. They must not be allowed to interfere with the great plan. And then also, they can't be allowed to meddle with what we're manufacturing or with the shipments going out. They talked about the belly dancer, along with mention of finding her and taking her to Essex, which he had also mentioned that the rap man and the Graves woman had followed him nearly to Essex. And of course, with your extreme success from that time, Zeb, you heard Zara say, I have Johnny on it. Gavigan said, he's already failed once. I want her for this month's ritual, all of them if possible. It would please the Pharaoh. That was that conversation. It's so fun.
Do you leave anything out, Zeb? Just to make sure.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, Zeb doesn't leave anything out.
Okay. Okay.
Like, yeah, Zeb's not playing any sort of game here. Um,
Well, I guess we at least know the direction to head in to get Annabelle back.
I'm telling you right now, Charles, that I'm not waiting any more than until this inspector gets here.
Fair enough.
I will not leave my sister with these cultists and murderers.
I get it, Zeb. You don't need to explain yourself to me.
Ganymede is she was looking at the scrolls and the books, but she's got these receipts, these delivery receipts, and she's flipping through those and looking over them, and she says, "What are they building? Copper wire."
No clue.
It's as if it's perhaps some kind of machine. This would a generator of some type, perhaps.
Well, I mean, there's one way to find out, right? We know where they're supposed to be delivered, and I have the house, the photograph that was on Gavigan's desk. I spent some time looking into that. Sure could find it.
What if they need some kind of device to summon something larger, more powerful than what we've encountered so far? What if they need... And she starts to smile. I think Ganymede and I have this in common, that when they figure shit out, they giggle. What if they need several of them? What if they need them positioned geographically?
Stretching.
In different places around the world.
That's the hottest thing you've ever said, babe.
The delivery patterns make sense. The deliveries have a dual purpose then. Charlie and I, we found these, and then she's like, pause, statues of a bloated woman. And she's kind of like, he's receiving artifacts of assumably an occult kind, and they've been sending stuff out as well. So if England is one of these nexuses, and we've already established New York was one of them as well, the other locations that we've come across include Hong Kong, Australia,
Shanghai.
Yeah. They're all
Well, and Egypt.
in Egypt.
Lauren, can I do something?
Well, yes, you can do whatever you want. What is it? I'm not
I want to.
crying. You're crying.
I want to use my tarot cards to do a ritual to ask a divine question.
Okay. Go
Yes.
for it.
Okay. So basically, it just takes me a certain amount of minutes. This is how many minutes it takes. 4 minutes.
Great.
It's how much magic it takes. 1.
Incredible.
I'm so... Ew, I hate myself. Okay, so basically, I can ask only yes or no questions.
Yes, correct.
The question I would like to ask
Mm-hmm.
is it too late to stop the construction of this thing in London? Like, basically, is it already built?
In London?
Yeah, here. In Essex, I guess, technically.
There is no answer. You can do this again and ask a different question, but I feel like it's almost like... Why don't you describe it? What does no answer look like when Charlie does a reading like this?
So I think it's because he's kind of shuffling through his tarot cards, right? And I don't think it's like there's no answer, but there's no relevant answer.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so usually when he's looking for an answer, he'll get a card that gives him exactly that is on topic to what he's asking about, right? And so like what I think he's really hoping for here is probably like the Three of Pentacles, which is about teamwork, collaboration, building, construction. Like, it's about these things, and he keeps expecting to see it come up either inverted or like upright to give him like it's under construction or it isn't, basically.
Yeah.
And he just keeps drawing these irrelevant cards that have nothing to do with what he's asking. And he's clearly getting like frustrated. I think you would see as he's kind of like flipping over the cards, and he just sets them down for a second and just starts shuffling them again. And he'd look at the group and kind of say like, I tried to see if this thing, whatever it is already built, or if we could interfere somehow, but I'm not getting a clear answer.
Are we sure it's being built in London or Essex? I think we might need so maybe more something about talk specifically about Gavagan rather than the location.
Maybe if we wanted to know the answer to anything right now, what's the most helpful to us?
Lauren, how close is the new moon to us?
6 days.
Cool.
So you've got a little under a week.
Yeah, okay.
I think, Charles, you do know, like, sometimes... Adding too many specifics to the question can kind of muck it up if it's not, like, within... Well, like, asking, is Sir Aubrey alive, right?
Yeah.
That one is very simple,
cut and dry.
To the point.
Yep.
So you can either ask something vaguer or wait till you have more specific information.
Oh, I actually have a question that I think would be helpful.
Yeah.
Is Annabelle in Essex?
Oh, okay. Make your rolls again.
Yep. This is the time. Oh, not a 100. Not a 100.
An hour and a half later.
2 minutes. 10 magic points. So fuck me. It's okay. It's 6 days.
Okay. You're not going
6
right
days
now.
is gonna be fine. Yeah.
What card do you pull that says yes?
Oh, that's such a good question. I think there are probably a couple that would give him that meaning, but I think he gets the Six of Swords, which generally means like it's like a sign of transition, but I think to Charlie what that means is like she has left like London, right? And so like when he sees that she has like moved on from where she was, I think that to him is like enough of an answer that yes, she has been moved, right?
Why does it take so much out of you this time?
Well, like he has a giant hole in his leg, and like also I think I think like because I think it's the emotional baggage of her, right?
Right.
Like he has been through so much like regarding her, and he still has like a lot of guilt tied to her that he's been trying to kind of like ignore. And like after today and then her getting like kidnapped, I think a lot of those thoughts and feelings are kind of coming back up while he's looking through. So he's like not clear-headed, right? And so he just sits there like shuffling for a really long time, like trying desperately to like stay focused on the question, rather than like the what ifs of if things had been different, right? Like if everything had been different, would Annabelle be in this position? So yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
that
lot
makes
of
a lot of sense.
stuff. Yeah.
I think at this point there's a rap on the door.
I'm on the chair.
Yeah, I'll
Irene just casually closing up the scrolls.
Sure.
right.
Put a blanket over everything on the bed.
I rip the sheet off of the bed and throw it over our clothes with all the coal.
Sure.
And I'll get the door.
Great. When it opens, John Craig is there in his beautiful cheekboned glory, big blue eyes. Just a very handsome man. He's still got his crutches, but he looks around at all of you. Oh, good to see you all again.
And I usher him in. John, thank you so much for making your way here. I wouldn't have called if the situation were not somewhat desperate.
Are you all right? You coming down with something?
No, it's not that.
I think he takes a closer look at you now. Did something happen? And he like reaches out to like move your chin to look at it if you let him.
I 100% let him.
Yeah.
And it's the sexiest thing that's happened today.
It's pretty sexy.
Yeah.
I took off my pants and this is sexier than that, yeah.
It is. Are your pants still off? No, certainly not.
No, I'm wearing my green suit, Lauren.
Right. Sorry, I got distracted.
I look incredible.
Sorry. Okay, so he's doing the thing,
yeah. Oh, it's nothing. I'll be fine. But the Egyptian murders.
Yeah?
Were the victims... Were they... They were bludgeoned, but with some kind of instrument with... that could pierce points or nails or something to that effect. Is that right?
His face visibly changes. How on earth do you know that?
Well, she's not accustomed to saying things like this to people who knew her before she was wrapped up in this whole thing. She's a very sensible and rational and well-educated woman. I dreamed it, John, but look here. And I think she just walks over to Charlie. You're sitting down. Are you sitting, Charles?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she just
legs
walks
crossed,
over.
drinking whiskey.
And pulls up. I think I'll pull up your pant leg to show the...
Jesus, Jane, kidding me.
Yeah, company.
Yeah, again, his mouth drops open. It is a very familiar wound to him. He's not trying to hide it.
Yeah. This was done by some associates of our Mr. Gavigan.
I'm also going to mention that I would like you to arrest for kidnapping my sister.
It's been a busy morning.
I think he reaches down if the whiskey is in arm's reach and just pours himself a glass. So, you believe Edward Gavigan is responsible for the Egyptian murders the past 3 years, and he's kidnapped your sister.
Oh, I don't believe. I know that he kidnapped my sister, because he did it right in front of me. And I'm pretty damn certain that he's, if not responsible directly for, very much associated with those murders.
I think he turns back to Ganymede and, like, kind of gestures with his eyes at your neck. Did he do that to you?
After a fashion, something that he controlled. I know this is a lot to take in, John, but you know me. You know that I'm not prone to flights of fancy or fairy tales. I give you my word that the things that we are sharing with you are true. I saw it as well.
And I just need to be sure before I bring this to Barrington. Mr. Rapp, you're certain the man who did this to you was working for Edward Gavigan.
Yeah, I'm sure.
How? How are you sure? How do you know?
Well, for a couple of reasons. I mean, I don't know how much Zeb you're gonna tell him, but like Ganymede and Zeb overheard a couple of things at the expo today, and this man had been following Irene and Ganymede earlier this month. It's not our first encounter with him, and it was on the premises of the Foundation.
He also works at the trucking company that does deliveries for the Foundation. A few of them do so.
We do have receipts to verify that they are working at least in that capacity together. They know each other. It seems like hardly a coincidence.
If you don't mind me asking, how'd you come to be in possession of these receipts?
You may not want to know the answer to that question, John.
That's what I thought.
And Zebulon was able to be hired by that same trucking company and has seen these people that Charlie and I ran into there. They do work there. Is that right, Zeb?
He, I think, takes another swig of whiskey. This is right, because they've been on this case for 3 years. They have managed to never let it leak, like the what they thought the weapon was. They've never found a weapon, so that's been pretty tightly under wraps.
Now, tell you what, I suspect that you don't have any solid evidence in which you could get a warrant for the Foundation. But is there any reason that you could perhaps get into the Blue Pyramid Club for anything? Because I'm sure I know there's something below that club that you might be very interested in and might just have what we need.
I mean, one of their workers is missing.
Yeah, they took one of the belly dancers by name Yalisha. She'd be missing.
They mentioned some kind of ritual, John. They're wrapped up in the cults of Egypt and other places as well. I'll get that.
I think he... He's just been really taking this all in. It's a lot.
I will show him the receipts that we have. I will also show him the weird multiple passports that I took.
Okay.
Because those are pretty damning, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Charlie will show him those two things, because those are the least culty, but the most, like, law-breaky.
I'll bring what I can to Barrington. We can say these were sent to me anonymously.
Yeah, it works for me.
He definitely looks uncomfortable, but his eyes keep drifting back to the wound. Like, he can't explain how you would know that. Like, you said it was a dream, but, like, he can't explain, like, oh, could she have, like, found out somewhere and then stabbed him to make it look like this? That doesn't make any sense. So that is very compelling to him, and likely will be to Barrington. He says, I'll go talk to James, to Inspector Barrington about this.
I'll also inform him of the manufacturing place in Derby as well. That perhaps that might be somewhere they want to look and raid.
Also, Irene and Charlie did leave a blood-covered shawl at
The Foundation.
At the Foundation.
That was a thing I did.
Yeah, so Charlie would mention that, like, you can literally find my blood at the Foundation where I was attacked.
Yeah, you think so.
Whatever, Lauren.
Is there anything else? It looks at the passports and
Meta, I don't think there is anything else, is there? Is there much we're holding back here?
I don't think so. I mean, like, we have, like, a bunch of information that's more cult related, but as far as, like, locking up Edward Gavigan, I think we've given him all the information we can.
Well, the one thing we have not yet mentioned is the involvement of Zara Shafiq.
no, you
And
haven't.
I won't mention it.
You remember they interviewed her. They did. Barrington has in association, just asking about things to do with Egypt, mostly because she worked for the Foundation and because she's actually from Egypt. Because most of the people who died, who are categorized as being part of the Egyptian murders, were Egyptian.
Ganymede will say, John, I know this puts you in a somewhat difficult position, and I'm sorry for that, but I think this is the best chance for you to get to the bottom of your case, and perhaps for us to get to the bottom of ours.
He nods. I think he asks Zebulon because he sees the camera to take a picture of Charles's wound. And he'll take the film if you'll let him.
Yeah, I'll let him take the film. And I'll tell him, I would recommend perhaps developing the rest of those. There might be something there that'll help.
Yeah. Don't do anything until I get back to you all.
Sure.
Of course.
Yep.
Especially don't do anything illegal.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Yep.
Ganymede just gets this sort of half smile on her face.
I think he almost smiles at you and then like pulls it back to look serious and intimidating.
Yeah.
And he will leave. Yeah?
I want to walk down.
Sure.
I'm going to walk him out.
Sure, absolutely.
And are we in the elevator alone?
Yeah. Oh, well, somebody operates the elevator.
Oh,
It's a nice hotel. But they're standing in the front. They're not looking at
They are
Luxury.
respectfully looking
Discretion.
away.
discretion.
Yeah, that's not why I was concerned about somebody being in the elevator. I'm good with that.
It's probably not a cultist.
Probably not.
Just leave the bellhop alone.
I think as we're making our way through the lobby, I kind of find a quiet place to stop and I take his arm. I think I just take his arm in my hand.
Yeah.
And say, John, there's one other thing. And I think I want to lean. I'm going to kind of lean in because I don't want to be overheard here saying what I am about to say.
Sure.
And as I lean in, I say, there's someone else who's involved here. It's Zara Shafiq, who I believe you've questioned before.
What makes you say that?
She was present at the exhibition. She was the other party in the conversation that Zebulon discussed. If I said any more than that, I fear you'd lose all respect for me. You'd never believe it.
You should try me sometime.
I think she pulls back just a little, and kind of tilts her head as she looks up to him. And she says, well, perhaps sometime I will.
He nods as the elevator comes to the ground floor. It like puts his hat back on, tips it, and it's going to leave to potentially get you the aid of the authorities. which will cover a lot of groundwork potentially. It's up to him now.
All right, so y'all know that we're not staying here, and we're definitely not doing not illegal things, right?
I didn't think that you were, Zeb, considering you made that pretty clear before he got here that you weren't waiting until he arrived. So,
Oh, this is a real fancy hotel, right? Like full service.
yes.
They can get you
Why?
a lot of things, yes.
I'm sure they can. Money will buy you just about anything you want, Zeb. What do you want?
Well, ideally, I need something I can hit someone with real hard. They got some sort of weird form of baseball here, right?
I don't know.
Cricket, I think.
They
But
got bats, right?
yes.
Sure, we could get you one.
Yes. Irene looks over at Charlie. At least it's not a gun.
He's like, don't measure the gun.
It's like
Zeb
when you
really
ask your
wants a gun,
parents.
but he also realizes he's also not dumb enough to think that if he asked the concierge for a gun,
Do you have a gun back there?
could you get me a gun?
Give me a gun.
I love how this is also like when you ask your parents if maybe you can get this thing. It's just
Zeb, if you want a weapon, we can get you a weapon not from the hotel.
I figure they might be faster.
and it could provide some form of alibi. We're going off to play cricket or learn how to.
That's not illegal.
It's not illegal.
Charlie will go to the phone and he'll call the front desk and let them know that they're interested in playing some cricket while they're in town. Is there anywhere that they could pick up supplies
Yeah,
for that?
absolutely, yes. Great. So, what is the plan? Is time going to pass? Are we going to try and do some research or reconnaissance?
Okay, so Charlie will tell them when Ganymede gets back that he strongly believes that Annabelle is in Essex. I was able to find out where that house is, right? Yeah, so I will give...
The general area, more research would be helpful.
Okay, cool. I will tell them generally where that house is. Hold on, I wrote it down. Don't tell me what it's called.
Okay.
I wrote it down somewhere, like a long time ago.
Yeah.
I
can tell you.
No. Why do I take notes if I can't even find what this freaking house is called? It's something. Don't worry about it. Anyway, tell them where it is and what it's called in due time. Don't tell them, Lauren. What are you all doing while I do this?
I mean, Zeb's getting ready to go.
Go
Like,
where?
To Essex.
Okay.
The Miser House.
Miser House.
The Miser House.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still
She's
could
a
be
genius.
Miser House, but we're saying Miser
Whatever.
House.
Zeb's getting ready, and maybe he runs to the equipment store,
Yes.
if it's nearby,
Yeah, you'll be able to get something.
and he'll get a few cricket bats, and I don't know if they have mitts. I don't know anything about cricket. Besides, if you've ever read a cricket.
Oh, they're like big
report,
paddles.
Yeah.
yeah, they're like big paddles. Yeah. I know what the
put
bats
some
look
nails
like,
in
and I
there.
know that if you read a sports report about cricket, it sounds insane. It sounds like a mythical sport. It's like this
Yeah,
game has
you don't
lasted 3
use
days,
gloves.
and I'm just like, what?
Okay, Zeb is getting a cricket bat. You're gonna have that. You
Two
got
cricket
it.
bats.
2 cricket bats.
One for each hand. Lauren.
Yeah.
For each hand.
You don't get 4. You
It's
can
like
tape 2
that
to your
scene
feet.
it's gonna be that scene in Train to Busan. Like the young athlete has the cricket bat.
Yeah.
Oh, sassy.
Awesome. Okay, that's what Zeb's doing.
Yeah.
Ganymede.
Yeah, Ganymede, you snitch.
You don't know that. have
But
no
I
idea.
know it.
Yeah, I don't know that. I think if I'm doing anything to pass the time, it's probably flipping through the Liber Ivonis and beginning to familiarize
Sure.
myself with its contents.
Sure.
You did say this is a Latin copy.
Yes, Latin. Translated by Caius Philippus Faber, 9th century. Quarto, bound in calfskin with an iron clasped, black-edged papers and very musty smell. There are missing pages, and some kind of spoiled pages. This thing is very old. But I can tell you the basics of what you're going to get, and then you can make your sanity check. It is a discussion and record of experimentation with elder geometrics, the primal matter of existence and natural philosophies, interspersed with commentaries and accounts alleged to come from a being named Sakosh. There are some passages in an unknown language that appear to be written down verbatim without translation, purported to have been written by someone called Abon, who modestly describes himself as the greatest of all sorcerers, and includes accounts of his cosmic travels to other dimensions and planets, especially Saturn. So, yeah, these he apparently recorded numerous conversations with this being he calls Sakosh, who appears to reveal various secrets to him. In one section, Sakosh states that he is also known as Pazluza by some, which might be an incorrect transcription of Pazuzu. And that's what you glean from it. But you should make your sanity check.
Yes, of course. Oh, that's a bad roll.
That's 4.
Okay.
I mean, it just reads as pure fantasy, right? He's saying he's going to Saturn, he's talking to this being, Sakosh, or perhaps Pazuzu, which of course you would recognize Pazuzu. Let me just make sure I'm giving you the right information.
Where would I recognize that from?
It's a demon in mythology.
Okay.
Dating back to ancient Mesopotamia.
Okay. Yeah.
Often depicted as a combination of diverse animal and human parts. Demon of the southwest wind, known for bringing famine during dry seasons and locusts during rainy seasons. Actually, go ahead and roll a D100. I just want to see something. I've never used this rule before.
Yeah, sure. 60.
Okay, that is about all you find in here. Gavigan had this, though whatever the one-for-one connection is, you're not sure right now.
I will, just so that you're aware, on into the near future at least, whenever Ganymede has some downtime, I'm probably putting that downtime into digging more deeply into this text.
Yeah, it's very fragile, so you're gonna have to be careful with it, but
I think probably when Zeb is out getting the cricket bats and Ganymede's looking through all of this, Charlie is gonna pull Irene aside, like out of the room. Like, I think, Irene, you would see that he is dressed for outdoor weather. Like he's got his coat.
Please tell me you're gonna go somewhere that is not breaking into a place.
No, I'm not going to break into a place. And not without backup, at least.
So, where are you planning to go? You're clearly dressed to go somewhere.
Well, I have more questions than answers today after everything that Zeb and Ganymede overheard. So I thought I would take my questions directly to the source. Might head down to pick up some spices.
I understand this is part of the investigation, and she is a key player in whatever's going on right now. Are you going to insist again that you have to do this by yourself?
I think it's safer that I do.
You always say that. Go off and do stuff by yourself because it'll be safer, even though it's putting you in danger.
You know, you're not wrong.
No, I'm not.
But I think this way causes the least damage overall. I had this dream back in Lesser Edale. I don't know, that everything had kind of gone sideways. And in my dream, I knew, or I guess I felt that something bad was going to happen to me or to you. And I would always, it rather happen to me. You have a family, Irene. You have people that love you, that you have to get back to after all this is over. I don't have that.
You have us. You have me.
And that's why I can't let you put yourself in danger unnecessarily.
You always play unfairly like this.
Just keep an eye on Zeb so he doesn't do anything crazy. And I'll be back before you know it.
Yeah, by the time you're back, he's probably already gone off to Essex.
I know that he is hell-bent on getting his sister back, but he's not going to go alone.
Don't do anything stupid.
I'm not planning on it. I have some questions.
It's never just questions with you.
It is this time. Promise.
And Irene will kind of just incline her head.
Yeah, I think if she lets him, he reaches out and takes her hand for a second and squeezes it.
Mm-hmm.
Then he turns and heads out.
I'd like the two of you to make sanity checks.
Oh, okay. Sure, Lauren.
Great. So it's just going to be one each, as this mention of the dream that Charles had, when it's brought up, just feels too real, like this heavy weight. And though Zeb isn't looking at the pocket watch that appeared in his pocket back in Lesser Edale, if anyone was, there would be a crack in one of the 4 gems inside. Charles is off to see Zara Shafiq. Who wouldn't want to do that? Zeb is getting his cricket bat. Ladies, I recommend research. I don't know about you. You're kind of reading the Liber Avonis, Ganymede. But Irene, is there anything you'd like to take the time to look into? Obviously, it wouldn't be here, but Ganymede can tell you where to go.
Right.
Because a lot of, places can be looked up. Like, one of the places is a business. There have to be records on it. If Miser House is a historical home, there are probably records on it.
Yeah, I'm probably going to look into Miser House and the surrounding area.
Okay.
Just want to know where we're going.
Okay. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a library use roll.
Cool. Not great at that, but do. Hard. Haha.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So you'll be able to find this wherever you can find newspaper clippings. Basically, probably an actual library. Of course, you do have Mickey as well at the Scoop. But whatever various means you use to research, couple of things. In Arabic, Miser means Egypt. The land and mansion were formerly owned by an enthusiastic Egyptologist and occultist named Neville Lloyd Price. It's rumored that Lloyd Price went broke and was forced to sell the property and the land on which it stood. Neville Lloyd Price has not been seen for 9 years and has effectively disappeared from London society. Rumors suggest that he took to the bottle when he lost everything. There is a book on historical houses you find too, Green's Estates of England, which carries a snippet of information. So a mansion house named Longview is mentioned, situated on the Naze in Essex, which we'll go over, which is important because I don't know how else you would find it. This passage states that this mansion house, Longview, was built in the 16th century during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I, and features a secret room used to hide Catholic priests during Elizabeth's religious purges. The land covers over 6,000 acres and was transferred to Edward Gavigan in 1915. The mansion was formerly known as Longview until Lloyd Price changed the name to Miser House. Gavigan owns much of the surrounding land, which is let to a small number of farmers. To get there, the Naze is in the midst of marshes at the edge of the North Sea. The Naze is a peninsula, densely forested, with swampy marshes and small islands stretching out into the sea. If you were driving from central London, the journey takes approximately 3 to 4 hours. By rail, it would take 2 from Liverpool Street Station to arrive in Colchester, where you would get a train from Colchester to Walton on the Naze, which is another hour. And then it's like 15 minutes by car. You could try walking from Walton on the Naze, but obviously reading about the terrain could be tricky. Of course, there is a lot of water nearby. Probably not a big boat. A big boat could get you close, but then you would need like smaller boats. But that is what you find out about Miser House. Good roll.
I am glad I looked that up.
Seriously, so good.
And you're like, go to a library, please God, go to a library. Or not, whatever. You just drown in the marsh.
We would just go in circles and just be like, where the fuck?
It's fine.
We will take this place by land, air, and sea.
Okay.
Is there anything, any other place or anything else you would like to look up?
I can't think of anything in meta, unless anyone else thinks
Yeah,
of something.
meta-wise, is there anything else that you would like Irene to look up?
Is there anything about the manufacturing company, perhaps,
I'll just use your roll. Yeah.
from which we have the receipts?
Smart. You can go over to Company's House in London. They have business records. Of course, you can probably find the name, at least in the British Library where you already are. Information found reveals the sale of the business in 1921 to Edward Gavigan. However, little in the way of reported accounts can be found. The business is listed as manufacture and fabrication of machine parts, with an address on the western edge of Derby, so you know where it is now.
What is the name again of the business?
Henson Manufacturing. Basically, when you leave London, you can go this way, east to Essex or west to Derby. They're not in the same direction. They're both north-ish, though.
Of course he owns it. Hate him.
Yeah, starting to make a list of all the things that Gavigan owns. Oh, Blue Pyramid. I want to look up them.
Oh, sure. I love that. I love that. Let me just navigate to my notes on the Blue Pyramid Club.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely newer, but since I assume you're in the Company's House, you'll be able to find something. The club is owned by Abdul Nawisha, the man that Zebulon spoke to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can find a list of like members or anything.
Is there any particular stuff about how long they've been in business, or
sure,
any of that stuff?
Maybe 4 years max.
Okay. So right before the
Yeah, seems
murders.
Like a year before them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Lots of stuff. I think we're gonna follow Charles. Charles, we're off to Empire Spices.
Yes, we are.
Great.
Hop in my car. We're going for a ride. Actually, we can walk there, right? It's pretty close.
Yeah, it's you're all pretty nearby. Everything's
Yeah.
in Soho when you're in London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I go. And I get.
Are you just
Walking in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What day is it? It's Sunday.
It's a Sunday. You actually gave us their hours
It's
like a long time ago.
closed.
Yeah.
It's closed. It's Sunday.
I go up to the door and I start banging on it.
Okay.
Knocking like loudly.
Mm-hmm. I think from on top, because there are stairs going up, probably living quarters, a window opens and a strawberry blonde, freckled girl in a red dress sticks her head out.
Yeah, Charlie looks up at her and goes,
I think... I kind of want some kind of roll here. It can be any kind of social role you want.
yeah. Oh God. I mean, I have a bonus on charm rolls.
You do.
Yeah, I'll do that. Oh my God, so bad.
I'm telling you, the charm button is cursed.
Truly.
She closes the window.
My Charlie,
Draws the curtains.
yeah, Charlie stands there for a second. Is there like an escape ladder? Like a fire ladder on this fucking thing?
Let me look.
Okay.
Let me look.
Yeah, look.
I would love to. I would love to give
Look,
that
look,
to
look.
you. Well, there is a back way. There's like an alley that goes around back.
Mm-hmm.
But there does not seem to be a ladder.
Charlie will go to the back door and he'll try it if it's to see if it's unlocked. But if it's not, he's gonna bang on the back door. I think he just says like, I know you're in there. Just open the fucking door.
You can make either a strength or a size roll. It's gonna be hard because
Okay.
nobody's coming.
Okay, here I go. Whee! Oh, sorry, I meant to use an advantage, but I didn't say it.
That's fine. That's just a regular success. So
I'll use 6 luck.
You'll
It's a
be-
free.
okay.
It's a free resource.
It's a free resource. Yeah, yeah. Great. So are you breaking down the back door? Breaking it in, basically.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm helping it open. That's how I like to think of it.
Yeah, sure. Okay, you do this.
Yeah.
And you hear her footsteps
Yeah.
coming down the stairs.
Yeah.
And
I start walking toward her
yeah.
footsteps.
Okay, so you meet her on the stairs. I love this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You cannot be here.
I am here.
You're going to get yourself killed. And perhaps me as well.
I'm not trying to get anyone killed. I just want to know what's going on. You know, I knew better than to trust you, but I did a little bit anyway. I don't feel like you've lied to me, but you haven't given me the entire truth, and that's gonna hurt people. It's gonna hurt me and my friends. And maybe that's what you want. But if it's what you want, then why even bother helping us? Why tell me that they were getting attacked? Why give us time in the Penhew Foundation? It doesn't make sense, and I want it to make sense.
A while back, I decided that the best way to remove Edward Gavigan from his position of power was to infiltrate his real work. Since I already had an aptitude for certain kinds of gifts, he was more than willing.
So you're helping him murder people?
I am trying to remove his influence. Nothing was working, so I decided to pretend to become part of this brotherhood. I have never murdered anyone.
Can I do like a psychology roll or something?
You can try.
I can try,
Yeah,
Lauren.
Go for it.
I'm gonna use an advantage because
Okay.
I have it. Because I have one whole advantage.
Okay.
Hard success.
Hard's not enough. You know that.
Okay, I don't have that. I don't want to. It's only 9.
You know what my saying is.
You know what?
Some
You know
man
what?
From 2021
You know what?
rings in your ears.
You know what? I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use 9 luck.
You are? Okay.
Yep, I am. If Tommy gets to talk down a fucking werewolf, then I can do this.
Mm-hmm. No, you can't. I'm just reminding myself of something.
Yeah. I take a step closer to her.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay. So a couple of things are going to occur.
Okay.
First of all, from your psychology check, again, this woman, especially in a different face, is extremely hard to read. Right? You know this. But having interacted with her before, and her still being a bit thrown off by being followed earlier and overheard, and she says, I really had hoped we could be friends, Charles. And I think in this moment, it's like you see right under Rose's face, probably could even see it under Zara's face, this shift from someone who seems very reasonable and even helpful into someone who would gladly eat you alive. And you are not surprised, but she also gets plus 50 to her dex, so just for fun. So I'm guessing it's going to be a power check, but I need to see. I need to change
OP,
my
Lauren.
music, though.
This sounds OP.
What do
It sounds like it needs a nerf.
No, it's a.
I'm
it's a
never
folk talent.
surprised. I'm
think
never
Zara
surprised.
I think Zara needs to be nerfed.
No, it's a pulp talent. Haha, it's quick draw. Yay! Yay, Zara. She has so many things, y'all. Oh, that's so many. Why does she have so many?
Like I said, it sounds like she needs to be nerfed.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Great. Well, we don't like that one as much. We want everyone's favorite spell. Okay. So this is going to be an opposed power check.
Okay. You go first.
I'd love to.
Bad. 100.
Oh, it's still a
Whoa.
regular success, but
Okay, here I go,
it is
though.
bad.
Okay. Dice gods be with me. Hard success.
Incredible. So she kind of puts her hand out. I think she's probably speaking in Egyptian since it's her like actual language. But you get the sense like for a moment, like just a split second that you want to stop moving and kind of turn around and walk away, right? But you are able to push through that. And then she calls out, Edjo! And a door behind you opens. What do you do?
Let me think. Let me think for a second. What am I gonna do?
I don't know.
What am I gonna do?
Run?
Give her a second. She's thinking. Oh God. I have a really terrible idea. I'm not gonna do. Why would I do that? That would be stupid. That'd be fun.
I'm sure it would be great.
Lauren, like hypothetically,
Mm-hmm.
super hypothetically,
Yeah.
is it like? So as you know, I'm a medium.
I do know
I can like talk to ghosts.
that. Uh-huh.
I can also be possessed by ghosts, and not only that, I can be possessed by demons.
Okay.
Generally, when you open yourself up to possession, demons like hop on that train like nobody's business.
Mm-hmm. Say that one more time.
Okay, so I don't. Here's just above. I don't think Charlie can get out of this situation. Like, I don't think he's fast enough. I don't think he's strong enough. Like, but like if I was possessed by a demon, maybe I would be.
Okay. If you were going to do that, there are two possibilities
Yes.
of who could possess you.
Yeah.
There are only two.
Yeah.
One followed you because he thinks you're a dumbass. The other is ever present.
Yeah. Oh my god. I don't like either of those options really. I guess.
But of course you can try.
Okay,
That sounds pulpy and why not?
I'm gonna reach up. I'm gonna put my hand on the back of her neck
Okay.
and I'm gonna push her down the stairs.
Oh, she's
past
up.
me. Yeah, she's above me on the stairs.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
You wanna
push her
try and
down.
Push her.
past me
Oh,
down the
okay.
stairs. Like I'm going up and I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
push her down that
Yeah.
way.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
And I'm gonna go upstairs. No one will see that coming. I'm gonna go upstairs.
Okay.
I'm gonna run away upstairs.
Great. Okay, this is going to be, I guess just I think this is a brawl.
Oh. Okay. I'm great at that. No fear here.
Okay.
Here I go. Hard success.
Okay.
I'll spend 1 point to make it extreme.
Okay.
Also, it rounds off my luck, so it feels good.
Okay.
Getting possessed sounds really fun, but I don't know if it's... Like I said, it was a bad idea. It's a fun idea, bad idea.
Okay, are you trying to hurt her? Or just
No,
move her?
I'm just trying to get past her
Okay,
and like
yeah.
catch her. So she goes tumbling down the
Yeah.
stairs, right? Like it's not to hurt her at all.
Okay, great. So this is what'll happen. You definitely move her.
Yeah.
She kind of flies down, and Edjo is there, manages to catch her before she like hits anything
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, because this is like not her body, right? Like Charlie
Right.
doesn't want to like fuck up Rose. Poor Angel.
Sure. And yes, you can move up the stairs.
Uh-huh. I'm going to the window that I saw that opened up. That's like Charlie's trying to like mental map his way to that window, to that same
Sure.
window that he saw her shutter.
Sure,
Because he's just going to jump out the window. Like, that's fine.
Okay.
Because it's on the main street, right? Like, that window is like, it
The
opens
window
up.
You saw? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it opens up onto the main street, and there's like people down there. So, like, he's hoping, like, oh, they won't chase me out there, right?
Surely not.
No. Why would they?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'll break a leg. I'm fine with that.
Great, I'm so glad. So as you get up, you've never seen this, so there's, it's very, like, expensive looking up here, muted shades of blue and yellow, expensive rugs, hanging lamps. It is kept warmer up here. She's obviously doing very well for herself. And I think, yeah, as you are running through the hall to the window, I think you see a couple of things. There's a glass case with some statuettes of Egyptian gods, Osiris, Bastet, Horus, and Anubis. Prominently and piously displayed on a table is an open copy of the Quran, and there is this ornate mirror in a gilt frame that kind of dominates this upper area as you run to the window.
Yeah, I throw it open.
Yeah.
Swing my legs out over the side. I'm not just doing a straight jump. I'm going to try and grab onto the ledge to lower myself as low as I can before I drop. You know, bend your knees and all that good stuff. Not trying to, like, hurt myself here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what would you like to do to kind of stop some of the damage you're about to take?
That's a great question. I don't know. It's like, is it dexterity? I don't know what it is. It's like,
It's really whatever you think it is. Like, I bet there are, like, some kind of display out there, so maybe there's something you could get
like
onto.
an awning or something.
Yeah, let's say there's an awning.
Yeah. So I'll drop down onto that and slide off.
Yeah.
Like a slide.
So let's just do, like, either you could make decks here if you want to.
Okay. Yeah, hopefully.
You're gonna take some. Yeah, okay.
That's fine. It's fine. Hurt me. I deserve it.
Yeah.
Ouch, my butt. My suit. Oh no.
Oh no. It's gonna be 3.
Oh, I'm fine. Well, I'm not fine, but
fine.
I'm half dead. But
yeah. So you lower yourself
landed my
onto
bad
this
leg.
awning, kind of roll off it onto the ground. The people who are like, Soho's always busy. So people are like, what is going on?
Yeah.
But no one pursues you for now.
Because I landed like right in front of the front door.
Yeah.
If I look in, are they still there? Can I see them from where the stairs are? Or is that in the back?
No, that's in the back, past the door to the office.
I think Charlie just stands there for a second and like straightens his suit and his reflection in the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to walk. He's not running. He's going to walk back to the hotel. He doesn't want to draw additional attention to himself.
Okay. And I think that's where we're going to end today's episode. Ooh. Woo. Okay, let's go around. Let's talk to everybody. See what everyone is up to. How everybody enjoyed today. Let's start with Tommy. Hey, Tommy.
Hi. I don't see Zeb's sister.
No.
I don't see Zeb's sister.
She's in Essex. I'm sure she's fine.
That was great. I was just like, I need to get Zeb a weapon, and I was like, well, I've always asked for a gun, but what about a cricket bat? What if I just go around breaking some knees? Let's break some knees.
It's a great idea.
And so yes, I just enjoy this idea of just Zeb walking out of the cricket store with several bats on his shoulders.
Yeah.
But Zeb is going to war. And Edward Gavigan may or may not die. We'll see. But yeah, I'm super excited for next week. I am Tommy at Imperator Penguin on the Twitter sphere. I do tabletop RPG stuff and video editing stuff like the intro for this show. I'm not doing much tabletop RPG wise right now, but keep an eye on my Twitter. Some projects will be getting announced in the next little while, so keep an eye out. Super excited for that. Otherwise, go follow these amazing people because they are definitely doing amazing stuff right now.
Awesome. Thanks, Tommy. Let's head up to Summer.
LOL. Totally fine. Hi, that was super fun. What a mess. Oh my god. Truly messy. It just messy. I am Summer. You can find me on Twitter at justasummerjob. That's where I tweet and retweet about everything that I've got going on. You find me here every Saturday.
Yep. Yeah.
We've got Off the Table has a podcast that is coming out, co-produced by Salty Sweet Games, that is coming out in like literally less than 4 weeks. So
Less than a month.
yeah, like get excited for that. Also, we just released last Sunday. We released Of Black Glass, which is the Watch Actual Play podcast. So if you honestly you don't want to get behind. Like, I get binging and everything, but you don't want to get behind on this one, so please go listen to that. You can find it on all of your podcast apps, so thank you. I'm really excited for next week.
And Allie.
Look. Just look. This was so pulpy. Good. I loved everything about this episode. This was amazing. I cannot wait for, there's a big final battle coming up here. Final for this chapter. But they're building machines. They're gonna summon something into the world with these weird machines they're building. Oh my god. I love it. Hi, I'm Allie. You can find me on Twitter at Allison Robinson with 2 L's and a Y. And find me here on Saturdays. This is like everything I'm sort of doing publicly right now in terms of creative projects. So be here next week. And yeah, that's it. Thanks, everybody.
Awesome. And Key, anything personal to say?
Yeah, this was awesome. God, we're getting into some shit, and we're finally piecing together the big conspiracy. So, big conspiracy. I'm Kienna. You can find me over on Twitter at KiennaS. Best way to figure out what I'm doing when I'm not here on the channel. Mostly just here though. Some good news. Against the Stars, our Burnbright campaign that IGM, Lauren's a player of, and we have some really awesome people on. It's officially renewed. We're gonna have an official season 2 coming out shortly, likely sometime mid to end February, depends on how quickly we can get everything going. But please keep your ears out for that because we're really excited to come back and do some more space shenanigans. And also, if you're into seeing me play, I am over on LFM doing Tales from the Celtic Expanse. We are actually hitting our finale this weekend, tomorrow at 3 p.m. So go check that out. And you can see me as a chaotic rat person for the last little bit. So it's pretty exciting. Yeah, what about you, Lauren?
I am Lauren. I'm that salty ginger over on Twitter. I'm mostly here right now because this is what I need in my life. We have some plans coming up. Of course, we're all really excited about missing Annie Lee. That we're almost done our notes. Me and Summer are like actually finishing our initial round of notes today, which is pretty cool. So really looking forward to that, and looking forward to some other stuff that we're just starting to kind of put the pieces together of for the channel. Yes. I'm just thrilled. I'm so thrilled today. Y'all said the things. You all said the things. Like, I wonder what they're building, and my eyes explode. I don't need a poker face. Poker faces are overrated. I was so proud mama bird. When y'all started saying all over what nexus points, and my head exploded. I'm so happy. Anyway, for channel stuff, we will be back here next Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you, Roll20, for those player-friendly rolls today and for always being there for us. Thank you, Dice Envy. Thank you, Grinding Coffee Co. If you ever miss an episode, you can catch up on our YouTube. If you want to leave a comment there, we love reading those. And follow us on Twitter because sometimes we will go live. We want to play some more Monster Camp. We want to play more games with our friends. And we'll have other exciting stuff to announce soon. Otherwise, I think we'll find some friendos to raid, so if you can send them some hype or some hearts from us here at Salty Sweet Games, that would be amazing. But that's it for now, so I guess say bye, everybody. Wave bye. Goodbye. Bye.